Hello and welcome to a new video where we look at a 30-second trailer I composed the music for the company ahoiii. They create apps and games for little children. So let's have a look. Okay, let's see how I started. You can see the main theme is coming just after a few seconds, just when the main character is coming. Let's listen to the start. So let's have a look what the chords are doing. When the theme comes, we are at F major, but now at the beginning, I am at B#7 and the top line is that's been played by the strings here. And here I like the trills by, where are they here? Cello and viola played by the symphonic sphere by orchestral tools. And now let's go to the brass. Then a little bit of the woodwinds. Then the harp. So it's something like a dream and like a fairy tale. And it leads to the main theme. Then we've got some percussions. Here we start with the cymbal by Cineperk Cinesamples. It's always great to move the mod wheel and then write the sound, but I use sounds, very old sounds by Peter Siedlacek. And I like them because these are real recorded performances. And I like this hit. This crash has a lot of attack and punch. Let's go to the snare. These are two different parts. So normally this is the snare by Cinesamples. But I've missed the accent, so I added LA Drama Drums. And both together. So here is the bass drum or grokasa. And we've got the timpani here. And there are three timpanis I like very much. The timpani by orchestral tools, because for me it sounds very natural. Cinesamples has a great timpani too, but has a lot of bass, and so it can be too much bass. And here I use the timpani by Hans Zimmer Percussion Professional. And the last thing at this part is the choir. These are Freya and Ava by stereo sampling. I like them very much. And to save some CPU and RAM, I rendered them as audio files. So let's go to the main theme. cliches are working very well, and here is this little guy, seaman or captain, and I thought, well, accordion could be perfect. So I've chosen 3 accordions of the same library. The library is Accordion by Eduardo Tirlonte, and this is how it sounds. And let's listen to the 3 different layers. And together. Let's listen to some of the sounds added here. As first of all, the Steinway. And next are the percussions. I guess they are not very important here. No, just the timpani. Next are the woods. So you hear the flute is doubling the main melody, and then the second half, the clarinet is coming. And the bassoon is playing just the lower notes, the basses. The brass isn't doing anything, so let's have a look at the strings. So the very important thing is the first violin. This is the main motor, the main drive. Let's add the melody. And then we've got the second violin and the viola, and they should add a little bit motion, but not as fast as this one. And now the violin number 1. And here in the first violin, I layer the cinematic studio strings and the spiccato. So first cinematic studio strings. And LS growing strings. Then we've got the cello. Just playing the bass notes with some additional. And here we've got the contrabass. And you can see I've got the spiccato by LS Going Strings, and then pizzicato by VSL in and cinematic strings too. These are the pizzicato. And just the spiccato. I like to add them because it gives more bass, but they got to play very soft. Now let's have a look at the chords and the melody. The chords are very simple. F major with A the bass, B flat with D in the bass. Or you can say just 2 chords. So what's now about the last chord? Let's see why it's some special. Here is the melody with the chords. Till here, the melody is playing or starting with keys that are included in the chord. But now we've got E flat, and E flat is not included in the key F major. So we could end normally like this. But this sounds like the end of this whole track. So we can choose another sound, another chord. Boring. No. More interesting, but I've chosen this one. So here we are at E flat and the melody is playing the F. Suddenly this key is not really included in this chord. So we can see it's E flat 9. And normally this one could lead to F major, so back to F major. But at the following part, there is another thing happening. Because I wanted to change the key, and I wanted to change from F to G major. How to do it? And I could just do a normal key change like this. Boring. Or I could do some movements at the bass. Not very clever. So I've chosen another way, this one. So I've chosen G minor 7, or let's say another thing. Let's say we can say a B flat, and here we've got the G at the bass. B flat, and we've got the bass, D in the bass. A flat with C at the bass. Now we've got D flat, the A flat in the bass, and now we are at G major. So this one is leading to a higher key with the bass moving down. And now we are in G major. Okay, let's listen. So here we got another sound coming, a bass played with a virus B. We've got a very important instrument here, the snare. So this is like a marching rhythm, and let's mute it. and with the snare. And here is a snare with the LA drums. So you hear the difference in sound. So we can rise the tension. And here is some other instrument. Here is a marimba, because it's for children. So let's make it more like a children trailer. Here we've got the Woodwinds. And the strings. Very important is the piano playing here. And you see I've got 4 different pianos. The grandeur is here 2 times with 2 different settings. The Steinway by Orchestral Tools, and I've got the giant just at the end. And let's have a look at the strings 1 bar before this part. So you can hear that this part is being prepared. Now let's add the piano. So we've got the basses playing. The bass is the piano, the chords I've shown you. And now the strings are doing a run. And first by the cello. And after this, the first violin is coming. And here I like to add the first chair by Orchestral Tools. For getting more attack. Now I repeat the theme, but not with the accordion. Now it's played by the horns. And the accordion is playing too, but not the melody. So let's do this. And here we get a combination by Junkie XL horn, the horns by Berlin Brass. Let's see what I've got here. I got another brass sound. I don't know where it's coming from. Here are the sounds from Arc 1 and by VSL, legato and staccato. And I added some horns by Cine Brass from Cine Samples. And there is one special sound here at this part. So I just wanted to have a little accent for this little Mansa coming up. So I added the Mansa Brass by Cine Samples and Albion 3, the brass from Spitfire Audio. And here at this part, I've got some runs at the Woodwinds. So this is just a simple pre-recorded run by Hollywood Winds by Cine Samples, but we've got another runs here at the end. and you can see I played them in real time because they are not quantized, and you can see how bad they really look, but sound very well. Let's have a look at the last few seconds. And this chord is staying a little bit, having a crescendo, and then we have a hit at here. So something like this. And the trick here is that the orchestra is reduced, so we don't hear a lot of instruments, and then the coming hit sounds very big. And here are two different pianos, this one and this one. So this is the giant with a lot of bass just for the last key, nothing else. And here we got one sound just coming this one time. Bass drum by Ape, by Sound Iron, and we've got this one here. These are the low booms. Here is another, let's say, diamond, a celesta. At this part. Just for giving a little shimmer. So that's been a short overview. When you like it, I would be very happy about a thumb up. And when you get some questions or suggestions, just leave a comment. See you the next time. Bye.